Instacart has a customer retention problem. Grubhub has a change coming in transparency for its drivers. Could Instacart learn something from that? And a new change or two in Instacart's app. There's a change in leadership coming at Shipt, and I respond to your questions. I'm Brian, Instacart Bulldog. Let's hit it! Welcome back to my channel, and as you can see, there's a lot of things to do. I was going to record this video earlier today, and then I got caught up in a whole bunch of other things, and then a couple things rolled in the email tonight. So now I'm going to push out this email as quickly as I can and keep it as brief as I can, since there's a number of things to cover. It's been a while since I've responded to some viewer comments, and this is a good time to do because as much as I try to react and reply to each of your comments or questions, sometimes I just can't do it because I only get the notifications in the email, and yet I can't find it in the comments section to respond to. So I certainly hope you don't think I'm ignoring you. So I want to get to a couple of those right now. First of all, Rochelle, thank you very much for your kind comments. Rochelle said, thank you for the valuable insights and tips you offer and for the time you spend doing these videos. Well, yes, Rochelle, they do take a lot of time. And, you know, I take Tuesdays off, and that's typically my recording day, so it's not really an off day, as most people would think. So thank you very much. I appreciate those kinds of comments. And I got a couple of questions from this gentleman in New Jersey who says, starting in May, all stores will not use plastic or paper bags. You can only use or buy reusable bags. How, as a shopper, are we going to handle this? Is it bags? And he asks, maybe you can ask shoppers to reply back who are experiencing this and see what they or Instacart are doing about that problem. Yes, absolutely. I'm happy to put this out for you. I'm sorry it's taken me a little bit of time to get to this one. I was going to try to find an answer for it myself, but I can't get that answer for you. I know in Connecticut there is a ban on plastic bags generally, although you can buy them. And I think the same thing goes with paper bags. So you have to pay like a 10-cent tax on each bag that you use from the grocery store. When I was in Connecticut last time, going to Big Y, particularly, a store that I used to work at when I lived there, it was shocker to go to the checkout and there's like no bags either on the register or underneath. Like, I used to run this front end. We used to have these things full all the time, so it was really, really weird. But lucky for me, I keep a lot of extra bags in my car because I was not expecting this at all. So the lady says, well, yeah, you have to pay 10 cents a bag for this. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Hold on a minute. Suspend that order. I'll be back in. So she did. She rang up the next customer. I come in with a fistful of plastic bags from Publix, and I just plopped them on there, and everyone's kind of looking at me like, you're weird. But hey, that's fine with me. I don't care. I'm prepared because I keep spare bags in my car for when something breaks. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me that New Jersey is doing this. I've got family there, and I feel bad for them because they're stuck. You know, they can't go anywhere. And it's just really stupid if you ask me. So try to help this guy out if you can. If you live in a state that has these stupid bag bans or these god-awful taxes like you have in Connecticut or whatever about the bags, I wonder how that is going to work. Is Instacart going to supply bags? I know Corner Shop does for its shoppers, but I don't know what Instacart's going to do. That's going to be a fun one to figure out. And don't expect any communication from Instacart regarding that. So this afternoon I got an email from Grubhub about contract violations, and my heart sunk because I'm like, oh crap, what did I do? And turns out I didn't do anything. They're sending out an update about how they are handling contract violations and how they're explaining it to you. Here, let's take a look at the email. So here it says, delivering better experiences for you. Brian, we're improving our fraud prevention process to help you understand what violations are and how they work. A violation is a pattern or behavior that's usually associated with fraud. Through this new process, you'll have a clear roadmap for exactly what actions might trigger a violation on your account. If a violation occurs, you'll receive a notification through the Grubhub for Drivers app and an email. You'll have a chance to review and acknowledge the violation via the app. If 3 violations occur, your account will be blocked. If there are fewer than 3 violations on your account, you can get back on the road immediately after acknowledging each violation in the app without having to contact Grubhub for support. You'll get details about the violation, including when it occurred and what actions triggered it, helping you to stay informed about our policies and avoid future violations. A violation will expire after 90 days. Once it expires, the violation will be forgiven from your account. This, I think, is a really good update because Instacart needs to take a lesson from this. Instacart takes the guillotine approach to contract violations. If you make a mistake, it's off with your head, they block your account, you're deactivated, and then you're into that automated system hell. And trying to get an explanation out of those guys, well, that's just an exercise in futility. So kudos to Grubhub for making that contract violation policy very lenient. Number one, you're given 3 strikes when you think about it. And forgive it after 90 days? Come on, that's easy. That is really, really nice. And then they explain to you what you did wrong? Instacart, take notes. So Instacart continues to roll out a whole bunch of worthless updates that have absolutely zero benefit to us shoppers, and if anything, just creates more unnecessary steps. One of those updates has to do with the checkout process. So I took an order at Publix, first time I had taken an Instacart order in about 10 days, and it said, we've made the checkout process a lot easier for you. And then it made me scroll through 5 screens to see what these new updates were about. And I just want to go. I just want to check out and go. I was ready. But no, we have to explain this to you. And after all, it had been 10 days since I had shopped an Instacart order because I've just almost given up on Instacart completely. I'm doing a lot more Shipt. I'll explain that in a few moments. Now, every time I go to check out at Publix, I have to scroll through 1 screen, 2 screens, 3 screens, and then I get to the delivery and it's 2 more screens after that. It's just stupid. It didn't used to be like that. So I don't know what they're thinking. This doesn't make the process easier for me. It just makes it plain old stupid. Here's another update that they're doing now. Everyone gets to share this joy. Did you get this email about it? Here, I'll show you. This email came out on January 26 about seeing batches closer to your location. We've heard from you that to constantly refresh the app to see which batches are newly available can be frustrating. Gee, you think? Based on this feedback, I'll send a push notification when there's a batch close to your location. You guys have been doing that to me since August, and when I go to click on that notification, there's no orders there. The batches you see will be closer to your location, which will result in you seeing less batches in the list view. However, you'll be more likely to be able to shop any batch you choose to accept from the available batches you see. We hope this update will provide shoppers with the opportunity to choose batches that are more relevant to you without having to travel too far for a batch, and that the push notification makes it easier to be notified of these batches. You'll see this rolled out over the next few weeks. We appreciate your patience as this update rolls out to your area. I have to be within a mile of a store. Now the problem is, there's a lot of stores spread out around my area. I've said this dozens of times probably. There's at least a dozen Publix stores within a 20-minute drive, a few more within a 35-minute drive. Look, I don't care where I drive to. I chase dollars. It's what I do for a living. This whole thing of being stupid, of being close to a store, and then you're still not seeing anyway, then you're missing out on something that may be 10 or 15 minutes away. This is just stupid, and Instacart doesn't give a rip about any of us who are 5-star shoppers. And while you're looking at that blank screen, you get to look at this best times to shop bar. Isn't this nice? Now that brings me to my update as to why I'm doing Shipt. I've been doing Shipt a lot more lately, and I've been doing it since that Thanksgiving, Christmas holiday time, and I've done a lot of orders on Shipt. Shipt has completely replaced my income because Instacart has gone to total crap in my market. Once tourism season ended in early November, that was it. Everything just dropped right off, including these changes with the Instacart update and the like. So I can't deal with this anymore. I just couldn't. So now I'm doing a lot more with Shipt. Shipt has a lot of good things going for it. I have spoken about this before. The preferred shopper requests are working out very, very well for me. I've rejected quite a few from low tippers and no tippers, but I've also accepted some very good tippers. Which now brings me to my main topic, and that is Instacart having a customer retention problem. Look, folks, we're not the only ones dealing with crappy issues in the app. Customers are equally frustrated as well. I have seen, just in the last week, 6 people that I used to service on Instacart now on Shipt. And 3 of them, I got some clues as to what's going on. One of them told me flat out they couldn't take Instacart's app anymore, and the others gave me a little more insight. They just like the feel of Shipt a heck of a lot better. And 3 of those customers on Shipt I had not seen in a very long time. And I was really, really happy to see them. And they were also very good tippers. And one of them even selected me as their preferred shopper. Now, 1 week doesn't explain a trend, so maybe this is just a one-off thing. But to have 6 people in 1 week that I used to service on Instacart be on Shipt now, they're not paying for subscription services to 2 platforms. They're doing one or the other. And it's really refreshing to see some of these old faces, these familiar faces that I've had good interactions with in the past, and now I can develop those relationships with them, something you could not do with Instacart, which is why I also think Instacart customers are fleeing the platform in droves, because I think it's the lack of consistent service. The nonsense that I see with Instacart shoppers is just mind-boggling, and I'm sure many of you have seen it too. Another one gave me feedback about shoppers. They seem to like the shoppers on Shipt and the fact that they can choose a preferred shopper. I've been saying this for a long time. Instacart is a premium service that these customers are paying a lot of money for. Not only are they paying increased prices in the groceries, but they're also paying delivery fees, various service fees, and if they order a bunch of heavy stuff, they have to pay that heavy duty fee and the like. So the stuff can really pile up, and it can be a very expensive service. So not only do you have the inflation issues going on with the price of groceries going up, and therefore other costs are going up, customers are looking to scale back, they're looking for better value for their dollars, and if they're getting lousy service from Instacart shoppers, they're just going to flee the platform. And I think that's what's going on. Because given the quality of Instacart shoppers that I see versus the quality of Shipt shoppers, yes, the difference is night and day. There are a lot of Instacart shoppers that should not be in this business. And unfortunately, Instacart has zero oversight. They offer zero feedback. They offer zero encouragement and zero development. And their rating system is only designed to punish and not help. Whereas Shipt, it's a lot different. The main reason that I do these videos is to get you to be a better Instacart shopper. And what you learn from these videos will help you in other aspects of gig work that hopefully you are doing. Hopefully you are multi-apping. I'm not the first one to say it, and I don't want to be the last one to say it. Shipt is just a much more professional platform. It has a much more professional feel to it. Shipt doesn't flood its market with shoppers like Instacart does. Shipt actually limits the number of shoppers in its zones. Shipt also does a more thorough screening process. You have to submit a video as part of your interview process, which is, all online, of course, but it is one step more than what Instacart does. And from what I observe of other Shipt shoppers, they all seem to take their job very, very seriously, and they also don't feel like they're trying to beat the clock like Instacart does, even though they do have delivery windows, 1-hour delivery windows that they need to make. So I'm enjoying Shipt. It has completely replaced my Instacart income. I only do maybe 1 or 2 orders a week out of Instacart anymore. That's just the way it is. That's just the way they treat 5-star shoppers like me. They don't show me anything. They give the preferred batches to the newbies. I know because I talk to them. I see it. I know what's going on out there. And us 5-star veteran Instacart shoppers are getting the shaft, which is why I'm enjoying Shipt a whole lot more. I've had to call Shipt twice this week for support, and both times they were pleasant experiences in dealing with them, and they actually solved the issues. Shipt does not have a punishing rating system. In fact, when I started doing this round of Shipt back in December, I had a 4.75 rating. That's pretty bad, actually. They consider it fair. I'm up to a 4.96 right now, which is considered excellent. But with Instacart, if you have a 4.96 rating, you might as well just scoop up dog poop on the street corner. You'll make more money. But with Shipt, I'm doing quite well. I'm doing just as well at a 4.96 as I was at a 4.75. And I got out of that hole real quick. Again, thank you to those 50 rated orders cycle. So again, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate all the views that I get. I appreciate your comments, the reactions that I get. It really helps me out a little bit, and I think it may even help some others too. So, especially with that question about bags in New Jersey, if you know anything about how Instacart's going to handle that bag ban in New Jersey, would really like to help, you know, that shopper who asked that question here. So please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more of my topics and tips for bigger tips and better ratings, and anything else that may come up, because as you see, I even talked about Grubhub earlier. But then again, Instacart can maybe learn a thing or two from them. I'm Brian, Instacart Bulldog. Until next time, go get 'em!